There's no anal. It's just
no
penal.
anal, no vaginal, just penal.
It goes in the pee-
It's just penis to penis.
It goes in
Docking.
No, it goes in the pee hole.
It's good. It's
Penis goes in the
old-fashioned
pee-hole.
classical
That's
sex,
penal.
according to the people of 2,100. No,
Yeah, that's how
200,000,
that's how, like,
100.
MSM works, you know.
So we've just watched.
We
Bad
just
Wolves.
watched we just watched our 2 episodes, Unfair Lupine and its sequel, The End, as I've labelled them in my book.
It was directed by Joe Ahern and written by Russell T Davies.
Jern and Brussels sprout.
what a good team they are.
I mean, once again, what an absolute banger.
We absolute banging this one.
I think so.
I would bang.
I forgot
both
how good
parts.
Bad Wolf was.
It's good. I've been telling you it's good.
It was really good. I like this whole season, except for the long game,
Yeah, that's fair.
which is Chibnall bad.
I don't
It's not
think
quite
it's
Chibnall
really
bad.
it is.
And
It's
also-
just a bit of a schlanger.
Also,
It's
it's like improved by these episodes.
It's
as
no
well.
Vampires of Venice.
No, it's not. We were discussing the other day. Me and Matt went on a walk, and we were discussing episodes that we're looking forward to slanging with. And
That would be a
Vampires
good
in Venice came up.
one. That would be a good one.
Famously unloved.
I don't remember a thing about the episode in a bad way.
Well, we are recording this in August, which means that we now have to wait until December 25th to watch the Christmas
That's true.
Invasion.
Yeah, we've got that long to do the series recap.
Yeah, we can't go home to our families for Christmas.
What?
We
in
have
like a
to come.
Scrooge
We
style.
have to stay here and
But,
record
sir,
several Christmas
I love
specials
how
worth of
we'll
content.
record it on Christmas, and then presumably not release any
Or
of
is it,
them
like
until
mid-January
Christmas.
or something.
no, we just have to edit them that day. Like Sam's gonna
Yeah, that's
work
what I'm
us
saying.
like
That's why.
dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Well, I guess we're all staying here for Christmas.
Sir, I don't want to work for Christmas Day.
Me lord.
Well,
Too
you've got
bad.
to, or I won't do any more editing.
Oh, that was for anyone listening. That was a pog that I did. I did a little pog.
For anyone watching.
The gap of silence was a pog.
It was a long.
In fact,
breathless
anytime you
pog.
hear silence in the podcast, we're just pogging.
Just imagining like 3 Absorbalofts pogging in a clomoid machine.
I mean, what else are you
A
going to do on the long...
Clomoid machine.
What's our ship called?
The clomoid machine.
It's
I love
like
how at
clom,
every
and then like hyphen moid.
I love how at every syllable you
Yeah.
intended fully to make it something different and failed every time.
Clomoid machine.
Traveling machine.
I mean, like, we're on a long journey to Clom.
Yeah.
What else do we have to do? Pogging, docking,
Looks maxing.
make this podcast. That's all we do every day.
Yeah, we don't look Max. Just we don't look at Mac.
No, we
Not
left him.
Donald. Not Intosh. What other Macs are there?
McDonald in Tosh.
Samillion. That's a Mac.
And
Pegasus.
cheese.
Mac-
Oh,
Maximilian.
I was trying to remember his name.
Rain Mac?
Rain Mac.
No, that's what a Macintosh is.
Ah, yeah, it is. Yeah, but
And
Macintosh
cheese.
can also be a laptop or
Oh,
computer.
true.
Or
And cheese.
or comma
cheese.
little.
And cheese. Anyway,
Should we begin the podcast?
Have you guys started recording?
We've
Oh,
been
we've
recording
been
this whole
recording
time.
this whole
I hadn't even realised.
You can get a chair and join in if you want.
Okay, sure.
Woo!
So
Sorry, I
Boomtown,
feel
that
bad.
was a
I
great.
just like
Pressure.
inserted myself into
Boomtown was a great episode. I
No,
really
but
enjoyed watching
the
it.
best thing is now we've got like a weird intro that Sam's gonna have to figure out how to edit. Where Helena's just kind of like a disembodied, like quiet ghost
like
for
the
a while.
ghost of-
This
the
is my
ghost of
favourite
me.
part of the podcast, is when we come up with
Look.
new fantastic ways to torture Sam
Wow,
and the
that
after.
was so bad.
So, I think that means now that you're part of the episode,
Yes.
that you have to on the spot come up with a 5-word summary for the first part of that 2-parter that you saw about 5 minutes of.
Oh, great.
I think you were there for like
one
the
with
Big Brother
you,
bit.
Yeah, you
I was there
got
for the Big
jump
Brother
scared
bit.
by the game shows turning deadly in an instant.
That was amazing. I think that was the best time for me to walk in.
I'm so glad
Possibly.
you did.
Yeah. I've never seen Big Brother, so from my perspective, that's just what Big Brother is.
It was Trinity and Suzanne
Honestly,
with
it's
a
not that far
chainsaw
off.
arm. That was the best bit.
Do you have a how you describe that in 5 words?
Oh yeah, we have a structure.
We do,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
so I'm going.
No, I
You-
think
you
I
guys
think
go
Helena
first.
goes
No,
first.
no, because-
Helena's
Why
got
do
to
I
go
have
first.
to
Well,
go
because
for-
if we
okay.
go first,
'Cause
you'll
you're
have an
special,
idea
'cause
of
you're
what
a
you're
guest.
talking about.
Um, Big Brother is a show.
The chance that we're gonna use that at
That's
the
quite
end
high.
is high.
So, I've got 2 5-word
Is
summaries.
Big Brother
I've
still
got-
a show? Are they still doing
I've got.
I have no
it?
idea.
It might have. We might be
3
wrong by
or
putting
2.
that. Big Brother was a show.
No, that's the thing. Your statement's incorrect.
I don't think
It
it's on
returns
air.
in 200,100.
Yeah, and when it returns, it's the same as it was in 2005 only.
Yes.
They're having a big nostalgia trip for the noughties.
Yeah, but with death.
But to be fair, it's also the noughties then.
I was
It's true.
Maybe
It's
the
just-
noughties just happen
Maybe
every,
it's maybe it's like naughtier now.
Maybe
like
the
it's
noughties,
more naughty.
you know, it just happens every 100 years because that's how time works.
I mean, do we know what was going on in 1900?
I'm just.
We were getting pretty
yeah.
naughty with it, I think. prepping for like a big war later, but getting all the naughty out first. You know,
Mm.
Okay.
your 5-word summary, then I suppose.
Rose almost evicted from life,
That's true. I love evicted from life.
or
It's such a good bad line.
alternatively, Doctor proposes a second genocide.
I wrote that somewhere. I do like a bit of Doctor Who genocide.
For a bit of
You know,
context as to what.
it's a continuity that Chibnall will follow up on later with the 13th Doctor.
Yeah, but the 13th Doctor isn't a coward.
No, she's not. She doesn't shy away from genocide.
She did a
For,
triple. I
for,
believe.
for a con.
Yeah,
for-
and the Doctor can't even do a double in the parting of the ways.
I did actually write down that the Doctor is ready to commit a Time War 2 and then fails. But I'd like to give you guys some perspective on the longevity of Big Brother as a concept, as a TV
Oh yeah,
show.
please do.
200,000 years ago is the oldest known grass bedding used for humans. And also the remains of the Omo. It was a collection of hominids in Ethiopia. We just figured out how to make grass into a sort of soft bedding.
But Big Brother, that distance away
Yes,
from now, is still going.
Humans
and
were
almost
wearing
exactly the same.
humans were wearing clothing 170,000 years ago, which means that clothing is in fact a more recent invention for us back than it is from them to Big Brother.
But you know, you have to realise Big Brother is just as important as clothing when it comes to inventions.
And to kind of echo that, in the future they still wear clothing, just like they do now.
Assuming you don't get hit by the anti-fabric ray.
Yeah, the defabricator.
The defabricator ray. You don't want that to happen.
I only
to
have one 5-word summary,
I
and
have
it's
two.
Jack hid his gun where?
I've got Jack predicts actors' future allegations.
Oh God, he did. Yeah,
and
that
I
was,
also have
that was uncomfy.
I have another one which is Rose sentences women to death. And I have long game was long game.
That's true. Can you explain Rose sentences women to death, please?
Yeah, well, it's because two of the characters she sentences to death in the game were women.
In
Oh,
the weakest
okay.
link.
Just in Weakest Link.
I think I may have misread my rating. It says woman to death.
She sentences that one lady.
I think
yeah.
we need to keep it as women. It just
Yeah.
seemed.
It's just all the women.
You made it sound like she went on some kind of killing spree.
I mean, we don't know what she did when she had the time vortex running through
That's
her.
true.
She just like started.
But that's the
fucking
next episode. That
killing
can't be
women.
this episode's summary.
So I think I'm gonna go with
That's true.
long game
Yeah.
was long game.
That's fair. That's a good one.
Because we only get a reference to the name The Long Game in this episode.
I know.
Distinctly not The Long Game, which means the episode The Long Game itself was a long game.
I think if anything, the long game episode is just there because Russell had already written this episode and needed a setup episode on Satellite 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was just a filler the whole time.
Which I would have been fine if we didn't
So-
have it and we just replaced it with something else.
I like the fact that all the TV shows continue. That's the first like I've got.
No, not only continue, come back from discontinuation.
But stay exactly as they were
And
in
on their
2005.
original channels, because Big Brother wasn't on Channel 4 for very long, but it was in 2005.
Yeah.
And then they put it on Channel 44,000 or something.
444,000.
And
Or
one.
maybe it's like 4,400, I don't remember. But
It's got fours in
it's a
there.
Channel 4 joke.
Yeah.
And Weakest Link was also a Channel 4 show. But the makeover one wasn't. It was a BBC show. So I don't know. I always thought they were all Channel 4 shows. And it was like a sneaky hit piece where they were making all of their competitors' shows into death games, and that was like the joke.
I loved every single other death game they mentioned. I wish that one of them got caught in Ground Force, where apparently there is no game. You just get turned
No,
into combust.
I wanted the one where there's 3 people and a
bear.
A bear.
I
It's great.
Want,
Enjoy that
I
one.
want just.
What's it called?
Pitch,
Bear With Me?
Can we pitch a show each? Because I want to know what Deal or No Deal would be.
Oh, good point. I'm going
Deal
with
or No
the
Deal would
I'm
be
going
great.
with the chase, and it
Death
is just
or
the
No
Running
Death.
Man.
Deal or No Deal is just like
Death
there's
or
one
no
box
death.
where you don't die.
There's like the £1 million drop, but it's just the million people drop.
No, the £1 million drop. You might have £1 million dropped onto you.
Oh yeah, you've got to
Oh,
survive,
nice.
and like you're in one of those money chambers where you've got to capture the money. Except it's deadly. Like they're dropping coins,
Yeah.
and they are slowly increasing the height from which the coins drop, and it ends up being like a mile.
What other game shows even exist?
I don't know, man. I
Point-
just thought it was
Big
Like,
fun.
point.
Come Dine With Me count?
Oh,
Well, you know when they give out the
yeah, that's a good
envelopes
one.
at the end?
I mean,
like,
they've done Big Brother, and that's about as the same level of like it's not really a
Yeah.
game show anymore. It's like reality TV.
Mm.
So, I think Come Dine With Me would work.
yeah, and when they give out the envelopes at the end, just like if you don't have the first prize when all of the others have like anthrax in them or something.
I was thinking like that. Who is that guy that like really famously like has a massive go at the end of a Come Dine With Me? film?
Yes.
And he's
Oh,
like,
what a
I
sad
can't.
little life, Jane.
Except he's like, what a sad little life, Jane, and then gets fucking murdered on screen.
Those are his last words.
Everyone would be doing that every episode because like at
Yeah.
the end you'd be like so upset that you voted for the person that won.
Mm.
Everyone like I don't think it could work properly because everyone would give everyone ones all the time because like
Yeah.
I thought her cooking was bad. It's like you said it was the best thing you've ever tasted. It's like
I was being
Yeah.
nice to her
Well,
face.
yeah,
I was
but
being
no.
nice, you know, it's just politeness, and I really don't want to be zapped into oblivion. Also,
Yeah.
it would make the £10,000 a lot sweeter if the
I think-
alternative was death.
The biggest question I have for this is why are there so many concurrent Big Brothers?
Yeah, 60 of them.
I think the implication is that the human empire must be fucking massive, right? For all of those channels to have concurrent like view.
I suppose maybe there's like they do like one for Mars and then one for like Proxima and then
I
one
think
for
and one for what was it?
the
Lucifer.
Lunar Penal Colony.
Lucifer,
Lucifer's a planet that they mention in this.
one for Clom.
It should have been Clom, but then like
Always should have been Clom.
they talk about the fact that
We're
the
going there.
they talk about the fact that the planet is so smog covered that people basically have to stay indoors 90% of the time.
Yeah.
So all they have to do really is just flick from one Big Brother to the other.
What do people do to work?
Probably work from home. Honestly, we're already there.
Where's
I-
my Atlantic smog
If
cloud?
Mr. Beast starts killing people off, we're basically there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time, innit?
Yeah,
We've
we're
probably got
fast
about 2
approaching
weeks.
that, yeah.
The design for the controller. I
Oh,
enjoy.
the computer lady.
Yeah, the controller lady.
I
They
really
call her
like.
the controller.
I really like her.
The
She's cool.
control.
The controller
If she was fat,
should be the fat controller.
You know what? This episode has one problem.
I think
It
that's
wasn't Thomas. It was the Daleks. What a shame.
Oh no. No, it's that the controller wasn't fat.
Oh, okay. That's just the idea that it's the fat controller, but like it is just the fat controller, like wired up.
Is it
And then
also
it-
like the model?
you hear, like,
he's
Yeah.
clearly
They
not
survived through me, choo choo, and it's just Thomas like in the Dalek
human.
ship.
Almost like suspended.
And it's like oh my god, there's like was it like 200,000 per ship? That's millions of trains. So what are they? Trains. And the way they stop them is that like Rose disintegrates all the tracks and they're just stationary. Or she does that thing where she bricks them in and they just like are left to die,
Oh,
like
the
in that
sad
one.
story of Henry.
Yeah, in that one episode.
Oh, Henry's sad theme playing in the background.
So my first like for this episode was just the cold open. I love how it throws
Yeah.
you directly in.
That was
I
great.
wish they didn't do the recap to Satellite 5 from the long game,
Oh, me too.
and they just kind of like dropped you in raw into Big Brother and weakest link.
Oh no, that would have been great.
Because I
agree.
think the confusion that you get from just suddenly being in Big Brother is so funny.
Yeah.
Also, the Satellite 5 reveal after they like break out is really cool if you
Mm.
don't already know that that's
I
who
mean,
you
I
are.
was going to bring that up when we got to changes.
You know.
Okay.
I liked the title. That's my other like. I like that this episode, right? Take yourselves back to your wee childhoods. You've been watching the Doctor Who's, been watching the Mickey
I
Smiths
remember
going
watching
about,
this on TV.
and you're like, oh, I wonder what that bad wolf thing means. They brought that up pretty heavily in the last episode as a thing that probably means something, and then the next episode title, bam, bad wolf.
I do remember way back when these were coming out, like at a certain point they would announce the episode title list,
Oh, I don't
like
remember.
well ahead of time, and
It
you
would
could
have been
just
in
see
like
all of
the
them.
TV guide or
Yeah,
something. wouldn't it?
you'd go to the website.
It
or
still
something.
happens.
But yeah, they just reel all the episode titles, which I
Just
think
like
is bullshit.
We've got all the episode titles for the new Phineas and Ferb season.
Ah, just like that. Yeah.
Just Doctor Who, Phineas and Ferb, basically the same guy.
Mm.
Definitely.
three of
yeah,
them.
So
similar
likewise,
appeal.
I think Bad Wolf is a good episode name as opposed to the Daleks are back, which is what they would have called it in like the I don't know
Season 1, Episode 6, Dalek.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was your change from that episode. Is
It
you didn't
is.
like
It was,
the title.
wasn't it?
See-
They should have
see-
Whereas this
changed
time
that.
it's like the title is leaning into the ongoing plot.
They
That's
should
why it
have,
feels
I
good.
think they should have called it Daleks.
Daleks, but more.
No, but
They're
the
just
S-
Daleks. You
No,
know?
I
no,
think it should have just been called The Dalek Emperor Returns.
no, but it's at the S is the dollar symbol.
The Dalek Emperor returns and is killed by Rose after she absorbs the time vortex.
Next episode. And then the next episode is the bit we talked about last week.
No. The next episode is and then the Bigfoot.
Okay, no, that's true. Because they've done Bad Wolf, but what if we discovered, right? What if we had this crazy conspiracy where every time we went back and watched a Doctor Who episode, we were like, oh my god, did you see Bigfoot was written in the background episodes?
I think
Or like, oh, they had a weird shot of like Amy Pond's feet and they were like really close to the camera. Do you reckon that's Bigfoot?
You know what?
We're gonna, like, in case people don't listen to this bit that I've started now, we're gonna have to start mentioning Bigfoot.
Wow, Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. It's
But
not
you
Bigfoot.
can know it, Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
This is terrible.
I
It's great.
liked the reaction the Doctor had when he saw Bad Wolf.
When he saw Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bigfoot.
He was
Those
like- he was
words
just like-
following us throughout time. I love
Um,
how this episode has had no structure. Yeah.
Then the
Did we like this episode?
Yeah, we said
we
that it
already
was a
got
banger.
past this.
Chat, did we like this?
Oh my god!
Did we like this episode, King?
It's commenters because we're
No, it's chat. It's always chat. We're live streaming. People don't know because they're not watching it live, but if you were around when we were live streaming it, obviously you'd have
we
been
could
there.
actually live
I'm
stream
just the only
the
person
the
in
season.
the chat.
No, yeah, you are
You
chat.
could live stream the
It's
season
just me.
recap.
We could. But alternatively, we could do what I'm doing now and just tell the people listening to the pre-recorded version that it was live streamed originally and they just missed out.
What's the name of that guy that Joe Rogan always talks to off screen to pull up pictures?
I
don't
have
know.
no
I
idea.
don't care. He's
It's
a
a-
wanker.
Yeah,
He
I
can
agree.
fuck
He's
off. Let's
I
never
agree.
bring
He's
him
a
up again.
wanker. I agree.
I think it's his, like,
But-
what was it, dinosaur pill salesman
No,
friend?
yeah, he's got. It's a name of him always like
Mr.
looking off screen
Mr.
and going,
Bovis, I would like you to pick up a message
"Can we
for
get a
me.
picture of that, Melvin? Can we get it on
Melvin?
screen?" I'm just calling him Melvin.
Melvin, dude?
I hope he's
Melvin?
I hope he's called Melvin.
is that?
Right.
I think that I think that Melvin.
This
Duke
is
should have
this
been
is the
in
most
episode.
chaotic episode we've ever had.
The scene when the controller is in the solar flare and it's going about my masters,
Oh, I do.
and
love
you've had the
that.
fake out of
And
the,
you wonder
of the
your
controller
master's
being the
degree.
villain, and then you get that brilliant scene with the reveal at the end, and Murray Gold comes in and he sucks me off.
New five
Sam,
word summary.
Sam.
Murray Gold sucks off Sam.
Sam, would you
He
kiss
does it
Murray?
harder in the next episode.
Would you kiss
Yes.
Murray Gold on the mouth?
Yes,
Good. That's
I would
something-
marry that man.
It would be great.
Yeah, but as we've established, only for the name,
Only for the name.
which we're not going to say on camera.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for not doxing.
I
me,
like the
guys.
idea that your full name is like you take his full name, Sam Murray Gold.
No, I don't. You lose the Sam.
No, but it's like
When you marry someone, you just take their full name. It's like, hi, I'm Marigold.
Marigold.
That was a flop. I'm sorry.
Oh shit! CMGW, common marigold wedding.
Common Marigold.
Yeah.
oh, this is what happens on like letters when like a man and a woman get married, where they call them Mr. and Mrs. Then like just the man's full name.
Do they?
They
yeah,
do
this,
that,
this
don't they?
happens.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird.
So in that
Mr. and
instance, it
Mrs.
makes sense.
No,
but,
Mr. and Mr. Marigold.
yeah.
They both become married.
Yeah.
during the
Married.
So if I was to
Gold.
marry a John Smith or something, like sometimes on letters they put Mr. and Mrs. John Smith.
That's
so it's
weird.
like you erased my first name as well. Was
That's
the last
strange.
name not
I
enough?
think
That's horrid.
marigold's great. The whole build up in this episode is just so complemented by the score.
I like the bit where Rose kind of pieces together the Bad Wolf connection while she's in the Weakest Link, because not only does that have good music and also flashbacks to every time we saw it in the season, which I think in this case was needed because there were more times than you'd have ever noticed if you're watching it for the first time. But also because her figuring out in this episode is really crucial to her then figuring out the next step of the kind of the conspiracy of the Bad Wolf stuff next episode as well. The other thing I really like is that the Doctor firstly references Cassandra when he's like, I'm over 100 years old, by which he implies that he's been there 100 years ago. And she's like, oh, you look good for it. And he's like, yeah, moisturise. That was just a good nod.
I've got just the Doctor harvesting this other woman
Yeah.
and bringing her along, and Rose going,
Rose is like very upset about it.
that's next
episode. The Doctor doesn't pay for his TV license. Now,
Based.
I have a couple of really important notes for this that I'll get to in the changes. So just wanted to make sure
I
that
do
that's
pay for my
noted in.
TV license, which allows us to do this podcast.
Yeah, that is actually rather important.
I was just thinking that in my head.
We've got to be a pro TV license podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can bleep me out. It's
Okay.
okay.
Wait, can you please say yes in a really robotic tone?
Yes.
Okay. Sam, you know what to do.
More
Ah.
work to do. Yippee.
Sam's edited himself being shot before onto this podcast.
No, that was real.
That wasn't
Oh, sorry.
edited.
Oh
That
no,
was
what
real.
are you
Shot
talking
me.
about?
It was Matt also.
Oh,
that
yeah.
I did do
absolutely.
that. He got better.
Yeah, with that gun that's right there on the table.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're going to shoot me, Helena.
Where do I keep my gun in?
That was me shooting Sam
I
right there.
think he might have done. I don't see or hear him anymore. It's like he vanished and became blood.
It's like he's still here. I can sometimes still hear his voice.
I can't. I'm just gonna pretend if he speaks again ever in the podcast that I can't hear him.
You should just like listen back to the podcast, and whenever Sam's talking, it's just like silence.
What if we started listening to another episode of the podcast while we're recording an episode of the podcast?
But then when we listen back to it, Sam's not there, and it's like Helena shot him not with a regular gun but a time gun,
Oh,
and
I
it
see.
removed him from time. And you looked
Just
into
from
the,
the past,
time
actually.
vortex.
It just removed me from the past.
It's like I could almost hear him for a second, but that's the time vortex in action.
What other likes did you have, Kamal?
Sorry.
please?
I like that they retroactively explained the Jagrafess a bit in this first half
Yes,
of the episode.
I also, yeah.
Because I think the whole...
Because he sucked and he had no explanation.
The long game being filler.
He sucked and he had no explanation. I
Yes.
said that at the time.
Okay. This is going to lead on to one of my changes, just so you know. Because it kind of links into my previous thing. So the long game is there so that we can reference it in this episode, pretty much. That's like all it's there for. It's there so that we have like backstory to reference. But that also means that like pre the like 100 years of technological setback that they had, they also have a further 100 years of technological setback thanks to the Daleks still being
Well,
in charge.
all 5 of their moons aren't visible.
That's true. All
Except,
5 of
sorry,
their,
except for the one that they reference
their robot
existing.
moons.
I love the robot moons that we invented.
But the implication, therefore, is that like the Daleks were in control the whole time, and they've been fucking with humans and their technology and stuff.
So whenever the Daleks just come up with some zany scheme that
Yeah.
isn't just, oh, let's shoot them. It's
Well,
always
in this
bizarre.
case, they're harvesting humans to make more Daleks. Like that fleet doesn't come from nowhere. But then also the Doctor fixing Satellite 5 in the long game doesn't make a difference because of the fact that he didn't actually take out the thing that was in charge because the Daleks were puppeting.
I really like the fact that, what was it? The Daleks don't watch the programming.
No, why would they?
No, but I also like to imagine that maybe the Dalek Emperor actually does.
Yeah, okay, we can put that in your changes. Which has got one screen in the background that's just playing the Big Brother theme.
But he only watches the one with the bear.
I wonder
Oh,
what
okay.
happened to that one guy who was in that Big Brother room.
He probably died because all of the people from the games were at the bottom floor.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, my change was kind of more of a suggestion for the future. The Doctor, at any point, can go to the span of time between the year 200,000 and 200,100, and during that time, humanity is in this state permanently. Like, that he didn't change the time and catch them up. So they are in that state where, like, the Earth is smoggy and they're being told by, like, the Satellite 5 Dalek game show when to, like, go outside and when to watch TV. And if he does go into that time, he should be executed for not having a TV license. Because that is also established this episode.
Right.
So, if the Doctor ever goes to any time, like, in that range, that should be referenced from now on. Like, that's locked in. That is established that he doesn't pay the TV license. If he interacts with humans in that area, they should be like, why are you outside and not watching TV? Do you not have a license? And he's like, I don't pay my license. And then they shoot him on sight.
I think that should be a change in this episode. I
I
think
think
Linda
that's-
should actually pull
Are
out
there-
a gun.
No,
and
because
just
it can,
shoot.
there's time and space. So
Are
I
there-
think that, like, after Shooting Atlas first season, season 2,
All of
how
it.
they end Doctor Who is right at the end, he's going to go to, like, the year, like, 200,099 and just get shot by, like, the
Will
police.
he be shot by a person a character played by the president of the BBC or whoever's in
I thought you were going to
charge?
say the President of the United States.
That would be pretty fun too. With Kamala Harris, fingers crossed, walks off screen
I,
and
just like, I
shoots
prefer
him.
the idea that it's current Biden.
it's Mecha Biden.
Robot Biden.
Yeah, because we don't know who will be the
Cyber
president
Biden.
then. It
No.
could be Cyber Biden.
Oh, I don't know if I prefer Cyber Biden or Robot Biden.
Both work.
So anyway, what else do I like about this episode? I like Captain Jack Harkness. That's it.
I found all of his bits, which are funny and well written, really uncomfortable to watch because almost all of them are like dancing very close to things that he did that were inappropriate on set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the bits
I
where
felt that
he's
too.
exposed in front of in front of millions of viewers and he gets excited about it and says that your viewing figures just went up, and it's like he was surely erect when he said that
Oh
line.
God.
He was loving it. I read, because I was looking at the wiki to find out what that show they were parodying even was, I found out that they originally were going to shoot his naked bum as part of that shot, and the BBC censored it. So that also kind of feels bad, because they were like, oh, you know, we'll cover this up here, but we'll also cover up the fact that he's been kind of exposing himself to people on set.
They
as
did
well.
also cover up
Yikes.
Keith Boak's oafish behaviour.
Yeah, they did do
The
that.
BBC covering things up.
No, they wouldn't. We all love our TV licenses.
Please don't
The
execute that.
speech at the end the Doctor does to the Daleks, where he's just like, nope. And the Daleks is just like, what? What? And he's just like, no. And they're like, explain. And he's like, no.
I'll be honest, I think that dialogue is a perfect example of Russell dialogue that would be shit if anyone else wrote or performed
Well,
it.
I was just thinking about that. Sounds like the beginnings
sounds like
of
the-
Moffat stuff.
I was thinking like it feels like the catty Cyberman Dalek back and forth
Oh,
that
it
you
does.
get
Yeah,
in
no, I
the
know
next
what you
series.
mean. Yeah.
And those scenes are like weird, half serious, half comic scenes that like completely cut the tension in different ways.
Hmm.
And both would be really cringe if they weren't kind of directed and performed exactly the way they are,
Mhm.
and they both turn out brilliant. And I was trying to figure out like what it is about it that makes it so good, because I think that dialogue would feel really like awkward and shit if it wasn't performed exactly the way it was, and I just can't put my finger on it. It might just be Eccleston's great, you know.
I mean, he is.
Yeah,
Based opinions.
but him just being like, nah. And also Rose's initial reaction to that, like, wait, you're not gonna save me. You're gonna let them kill me. And they're like, you're going to let us kill her. And he's like, no. No, I'm not.
If the Daleks shot her dead, just immediately.
The Daleks could have shot a lot of people dead in these episodes. The only time that they just immediately go in guns blazing is when he has that shield around the TARDIS.
That was brilliant.
And they don't stop.
That was
They
great.
just keep fucking shooting.
I love the way. Oh no, wait, we're getting into the
I
episode
know,
afterwards.
it's
Damn.
hard, isn't it?
The I'm finished on the likes I wrote down.
Okay, I have 2 dislikes, and actually I've mentioned them both.
I've got one dislike written down, and it is the next time.
Yeah, I had the previously on recap, but I would have put the next time as well. I think we're pretty firmly established haters of next times between two-parters.
Yeah, we as we've said before, they suck, and they shouldn't exist.
I also think that this one came really close to not spoiling too much, and then it just did a hard left turn into like bad spoilers for the next
Surviving through
episode.
beans.
Oh, beans.
So, changes, unless Matt's got any dislikes.
Nope.
Changes.
I have a change that is substantial.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
only got little changes.
For
I've,
this
I've
episode.
got a change for this
Okay.
episode as well. Yeah.
The one which we've already touched on was the Satellite 5 being revealed too soon in the previously
Yeah.
on.
With that.
I was originally thinking that I wasn't sure on the Bad Wolf title because I like the way it's revealed within the episode.
I think I like it. I think I like it because they pretty firmly established in the last episode that this is about to come up. Because they bring
Yeah,
it up quite
it's-
heavily in Boomtown.
I think you changed my opinion as we've talked about it.
That's fair.
And then the other thing I wrote down is a bigger time gap between the long game and this.
Time.
Oh, what,
It's
like
only- it's
chronologically?
Yeah, there's
or
only
like...
100 years
Okay.
between the two. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
that's
there
fair.
should be a bigger gap.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because
Um,
the Doctor was like, it should correct itself, and if it was like 2,000 years later, and it wasn't different.
I
that
mean,
would be,
even
like,
just even
crazy.
just a couple of hundred, just so that like somebody couldn't have lived through the whole thing.
Yeah, I see
It's
what you mean.
close enough that somebody could have been alive the
And
whole
you'd
time.
expect, even with our technology being only, by this point, 200 years behind, their lifespans as humans would be significantally longer
Yeah,
than ours
right.
now,
So, and with the ability to put a hole in your head
and be fine.
really easily and be fine.
And freeze your vomit with nano termites
Yeah, right.
in your mouth.
It should have been a longer gap.
Helena's face at nano termites. It's a body modification you get where nano termites freeze your vomit into a little cube that you then just choke
And it
out.
also has kiwi in the cube.
Oh,
No,
lovely.
only 'cause he
What,
ate
to,
the
like,
kiwi.
help
We
the
don't know
taste?
that he ate the kiwi.
I think the implication is that the two things he ate were like kiwi and sausage or whatever the two things in the cube were.
Bizarre pizza choice.
That strange woman who sold him that.
Yeah.
He had unlimited credits.
He had
and she was
unlimited
fine
credits,
about
and
it.
this weird doctor, she's like a weird surgeon woman where she's kind of prescribing like surgeries to him. It's not a suggestion. She's like, you will have this, and he's like, okay. And when he's like, are you sure? She's like, well, I mean, would you like to be a regular human or like a super duper amazing human? Get this massively invasive surgery. It'll be like not even painful. And he's like, okay. And then afterwards, he tries to vomit, and she's like, oh, that, free of charge, nano-termite vomit removal. And he didn't even know about it. Like, they did it to him without his consent.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they did.
It's crazy. I love
Changes.
Satellite 5. My main change is I love the opening, and I really like the fake out of Rose dying in this episode. I think it's
Yeah, it was really
because
well
it's
done.
we're not yet at the stage where companion deaths being teased is overblown and overplayed, so it feels pretty dire for a second. I have a suggestion that would make it hit even harder, and also make me enjoy the episode more.
Leave
Which
it
is
until next episode.
no, well that might be nice, but I think the pacing with this would be a bit hard to balance
Okay.
with that. I would like to
A lot
extend.
happened next episode. We can't
Yeah.
cut that.
I would like to extend the Doctor's time in the Big Brother bit, and add one extra contestant. Therefore, have him or just have him be involved in the vote, and have him have to play along with the game after he knows that someone will get incinerated, because he doesn't have enough information yet to figure out what's going on there. And I like the idea of put him through the difficult decision of, I don't want anyone to die. This is horrible and barbaric, but it genuinely is, like, I'm here for some kind of, like, separate reason, and it's genuinely more important for me to survive and figure it out to save everyone else. And have him make, like, a weird, like, utilitarian, like, type decision.
I think that actually it was great how quick he got out of there. I agree it might be interesting to show that.
I
but
think
I think
it'd be
was,
good,
It's very him to
because-
go, nah.
Well,
Because he was
I
right.
get your point, but then if you take it to when Rose is killed, he thinks that he's already sacrificed one life to get there. Then he's too late, and she gets vaporized. You're much more in the mindset of, like, this is, like, a really difficult situation they're in, where people have already had to die. You're much more convinced that the death ray is a death ray, and then later you find out that it's not one. I think.
No, I think it's convincingly enough set up as a death ray from all the other deaths. You
I
see.
don't know if it was, but that might be years of meta knowledge of it's not a death ray.
I believed it was a death ray.
That's fair.
From what I saw,
I
and
wanna
I've
know
never
why
seen
there's
this
a bit of
before.
I've
powder
just
left
seen-
over.
I've
by
seen a lot of
Rose.
TV shows, and they don't kill off a main character that way.
They should.
They probably should. Yeah.
So
Remember that Doctor Who companion who hit the Earth 65 million years ago and killed the dinosaurs?
No.
You don't remember that episode?
No.
Oh, it was from the Fifth Doctor.
Oh,
It was a
I've
planet.
not
It was a
watched
ship
any of
full
the
of
old
Cybermen,
Doctor Who stuff.
and the companion goes, "I'm gonna stop the ship," and then a Cyberman shoots the console, and he just doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
I like that. That's fun.
any other changes?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
Some further explanation as to how that transmat beam can possibly get the TARDIS.
Oh, we talked about maybe rolling that in with your change for Parting of the Ways on our walk the other day.
I mean,
I
Yeah,
think
it-
like
'cause
there's
it's
a
a time
few
zapper.
options.
could be tied into the whole Bad Wolf thing.
Yeah. Because that was my thought, is that it probably must be in some way, because it can't be. At first I thought, oh, maybe she's hijacking the Daleks' technology,
That's what I thought.
but they can't have time travel right now.
Yeah, because otherwise,
'Cause it
why
wouldn't-
the fuck are they here?
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense. This is easily like a bad place to harvest humans from. They'd just go to like the 1300s and steal people who've got the plague.
Yeah,
It'd be so
People
easy
do-
for them
right,
to eradicate the plague.
people just.
And historically, we wouldn't notice if a bunch of people who had the plague weren't, like, their bodies weren't found, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, they just died of plague. It's fine.
Plague Pit. That's where I work.
I like the Clomian plague.
But yeah, I want some more on that. Maybe as an example for the change.
I do
Okay.
have a change. So I've remembered one.
Ah, very good.
Continue.
Okay, maybe you just have them. I don't know. Maybe they were zapping through time close to where Satellite 5 is in the time stream, and then the lady in the machine went, I don't know, and zapped him in that way.
I think there's a
Is that the
better. I
implication?
think there's a better fix than
There's got to
that.
be a better way, but yeah, we'll
But
be into
I don't think I would change, unless we can't think of one in the next episode. I don't think I'd change it to they were in a different place.
that.
My other change is that one of the answers to the weakest link questions should have been Clom.
Yeah.
with that.
It would have been a
Yeah,
great Clom.
Clom-
We
Clom
did
mention.
get Torchwood mentioned, which is interesting because this is before it references Torchwood.
It would have also been Clom mentioned before Clom was invented.
But
Am I
Torchwood
right?
was mentioned before Torchwood was invented.
That's
Because it was just
fair.
the it was the
seeds
like,
for
fake
the
working
brilliant
title.
futures that are gonna come.
Yeah, because Torchwood was like it's an anagram that was the fake working title of the show when they were rebooting it, so that people wouldn't know they were working on Doctor Who.
Oh right, I
and
see.
And then later, because it was their fun little anagram that they liked, Russell used it for the name of his Torchwood people.
Much like how people didn't want to know that they were making Torchwood, and so they used the misleading name Clom.
They used the
when-
misleading name Doctor Who.
Yes.
But I like that because it's funny that Torchwood and the Face of Bo are both mentioned in the same episode when Torchwood first comes up, and Captain Jack is in the first episode that Torchwood's ever mentioned in as well. All of those things line up really nicely for a coincidence.
Okay, are we good on changes?
I am good on changes.
Anything else we'd like to say before we get to quotes?
Like, fucking the Daleks should have been full of beans the whole time.
Excellent. Right. The android.
I have one quote. It's, "She's been evicted
From
life."
That's my only quote too.
It's so funny.
I also wrote that down. I wrote down I moisturise.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Well, any mention of the Three Bears show?
The
Or the three
Where
people
were
with
you
the bear.
hiding that?
the Doctor, quite a not so funny quote of the Doctor being like, "I made this world," when he's all sad.
I kind
But
of like
my
that if you
favourite
made it a
quote-
bit jovial, where they're like, "Wow, this world's really fucked up," and he's like, "I made this world." Woo! What's your last one? Can you not read your
The,
writing?
yes, I'm struggling
What's
with
going on?
I was struggling with my writing. When the other dude wins the weakest link, and he's like, "Oh my god, I've done it!" and he turns to her, he's like, "You've lost!"
Okay, that guy was
No,
that
he's
guy was
great.
wild.
He's great. They were like, "Hey, we need you to play like a villain, but not like an evil person, just a villain." They
He's just-
gave him one note. They were like, "Could you do it more villainous, please?" And he's
They
like,
gave him one note.
"I've
they went,
won."
So you want your money?
That's the next episode. Is give me my money.
So, any other quotes?
No, I just had the one.
Should we each put forward a quote?
Yeah, it's gonna be. She's been evicted from life.
I think that would be the quote of the episode. Then.
Likewise.
I think it's by default, just because we all wrote it down.
Yep.
And it's all that me and Matt did write down.
Yes.
It's such a good quote, though. It's one of those lines where it's so bad it's good, but it's also just good. I mean, I don't know.
I remember this episode being like that as a description for the whole thing, and it wasn't. It was just good.
Yeah,
I liked it so much more than I remembered.
I think
Especially good as a setup for the next one being so good.
that's also true. It was like a good setup for a knockdown next episode.
Oh,
So-
that's so good.
Final
let's-
banger, absolute, obviously.
Let's remind ourselves of our 5-word summary starting
Oh,
with
yeah.
Helena.
Big Brother was a show.
No, it's Big Brother is a
Is
show. We're definitely going with the
We're gonna
original
stick
reading.
with that. Okay.
Mine was Long Game was Long Game.
Mine is Jack hid his gun where?
I think I'm going with Doctor proposes a second genocide.
I don't know what. I think
I'm
Big Brother
I'm
is
voting
a show.
for Big Brother is a show.
I like
Yeah.
that one.
It's just it's not
just
even like
incorrect.
on the nose. It's wrong and also doesn't
I love
help.
how camp the other guy on Big Brother was. He was wonderful.
Yeah.
For whatever his fucking
Oh,
name was.
for reference, the reason why I said add an extra person to the Big Brother roster or make them vote but include the Doctor in the voting
Yeah.
is because the offer that he gives to Linda with a Y when he's breaking out is the best chance you've got here is 50-50, and you know the people out there, they'll never vote for Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So there needs to still be one guy left, because otherwise when he breaks out she wins by default. If you keep the same amount of people in there and have them vote one extra time. So that's why in my change I said add an extra vote, add an extra person.
Right. So,
Well, a banger or slanger.
well, we said absolute banger already, didn't we?
Ah,
I think
well, let's
about 3
reconfirm.
times.
Let's reconfirm that then.
I mean, Matt,
Absolute banger.
I
I think
agree.
this is the third time you've made me say it.
Do it again, Sam, for all time's sake.
Absolute banger.
I broke him.
What was our ship called? The Clotmoid Machine.
The
Clotmoid
Moid machine.
The Clotmoid Machine.
So thanks for joining us in the Clommoid.
Clotmoid Machine.
That's so hard to say. In the Clommoid machine for this episode.
Clotmoid.
Next week / fortnight / whenever I get
From
it
our
edited,
perspective, in a few minutes.
Join us live now with the next episode, The Parting of the Ways.
Follow the link on screen now.
The Parting of the Ways will be next.
Or the
next
end.
part of the two-parter, the end of season 1 of New Who.
Yeah.
Or new, if you will.
If you enjoy,
New.
so if you enjoyed this,
You should share it with. And I thought long and hard about this. I'm not making it up on the spot. But probably you should share this with someone who gets evicted by default for breaking some of the machinery. That's it.
I
Damaging
see.
a camera.
Ah, very good.
Anyone who's damaged a camera, if they've dropped their phone or like you were filming them with like a little like perv cam and they punched it, send them this.
Especially that.
Yeah, mainly that.
Make sure to tell them that's why.
Yeah.